Hello, friends, and welcome to the $1 Million Message. This is Tiffany Stout from the Austin, Texas area with your Wednesday wisdom, and I am so glad you've called in. And today I wanted to share something with you that is inspired by something I heard while I was doing a Peloton workout. I love my Peloton. So shout out to Jess Sims because she said this when I was doing one of her workouts the other day. And if you have a Peloton and you haven't taken a Jess Sims class, do it. She's awesome. Okay, so one thing that she said, because I love the instructors, they do say like a lot of like positive, inspiring things, and this one really stuck with me because I was like, yes, that is so true. And I was proud of myself for remembering it after the run because sometimes I hear it and I forget it. But this was so good, all right? And it's so true in our Mary Kay business, and I think it's something that can shift our mind a little bit, our mindset, and move us forward if we apply it, okay? So the idea, this is what she said, being ready is not a feeling. Being ready is a decision, okay? Let me say it again. Being ready is not a feeling. Being ready is a decision. Because how many times have we set a goal maybe in our business and we thought, okay, I'll get started on that when I feel ready. I'll make that call when I feel ready. I'll talk to that girl when I feel ready. I'll share the opportunity when I feel ready. Oh my gosh, I know I've said it myself, but I've also heard lots of consultants in my unit say similar things to me. And we want to wait for like the right moment when we feel qualified, when we feel equipped, when we feel smart enough, good enough, like everything's aligned, perfect circumstances, or we feel confident enough, and we think, okay, then I'll do that. Then I'll take the action. Then I'll take the next step. But here's what we need to realize. We can't base our decisions and our actions on feelings because feelings are fleeting. Feelings are like here today, gone tomorrow. Like they're gone in an instant. And if we are waiting until we feel ready, then we could be waiting forever. I mean, there are things that I might say that I want to do, like outside of my Mary Kay life, and it might just be something like, oh, I feel like I want to do this or that, but I don't, I'm not making a decision to go after it, and so it won't ever happen. But here's what happens, okay? Confidence doesn't come before you do the thing, all right? Action is what comes first, and then you feel confident because you've done it, because you've taken the step. And so if you're waiting to feel confident, which then leads to feeling ready, you're never going to get started. So what we need to do first is take action, and that comes from making a decision to do so. That's when confidence shows up, is after we've taken the action, but you won't ever take action until you decide to do it. Okay, so all of that goes back to being ready is not a feeling. Being ready is a decision. And we hear this a lot of times in the Bible, actually. In Ecclesiastes 11:4, it says, whoever watches the wind will not plant. Whoever looks at the clouds will not reap. So what that's saying is if you're just waiting, nothing will happen. If you're waiting for perfect conditions, you will never, ever get started, and you're always going to find a reason or an excuse to hold yourself back from taking action. Think about Joshua stepping into leadership after Moses. God didn't say, just wait until you feel brave, my child. No. In Joshua 1:9, we hear it all the time. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Readiness wasn't a feeling. It was a decision that Joshua had to make to trust God and then to move forward in obedience. So my interpretation of that and how I take that personally is if I am not acting, if I am not making a decision to move forward, then I am not trusting God. Then I am not living in obedience. And then I am just giving in to my own personal doubts and fears instead of letting God lead the way and making the decision to trust him, because then my actions are going to come after that. So I think about this like just another little example for you is like my son, who is 9, about a year ago. This is kind of embarrassing for him, I guess. This is what held him back, is the embarrassment and the shame, is that he did not want to learn how to ride a bike. He was 8 years old, and he didn't want to learn how to ride a bike. He did not feel like he was ready to do it. He was scared. He didn't want to fall. He didn't want to get hurt. He didn't want his sisters to make fun of him, which they already were because he didn't ride a bike. And he wasn't ready. So he just, in his mind, was thinking, I'm not ready. But instead, he had to decide, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to try. I'm going to trust that I'm going to be okay even if I do fall, because I can just get back up. Okay? So the question isn't, do I feel ready? Am I ready to make that call? Am I ready to set that goal? Am I ready to move forward, to grow, to become better, to become more, to become who I want to be? That's not the question. The question is, am I willing to decide that I'm ready right now, that I'm going to do it even if I don't feel ready? I'm willing to decide that I am going to take action. And, you know, we can take somebody who has all the talent in the world and zero willingness, and she's not going to do anything. But I could take somebody who has zero talent and all the willingness in the world, and I can work with that person. So the question for you is, am I willing to decide that I am ready right now? Because once you say yes and make that decision without feeling ready, then you have given yourself permission to grow and succeed. Until then, you haven't. Until then, you are holding yourself back. You are saying no to success. You are saying no to growth. You are saying no to achieving the goals that you have. And so you've got to be courageous. I know it's scary. I know it's challenging to do something different. I know you've got to push beyond your comfort zone, but you have to decide that it's worth pushing past the feelings and taking action. So I want to give you a challenge, because I think challenges are designed to help us move forward and move beyond those limiting beliefs. So what are you putting off? You know what it is. You know it's a little conversation. It's a little secret you're keeping inside your mind that you're too kind of maybe like my son, like you're ashamed and embarrassed to say it out loud, because it sounds silly when you say it out loud. You think like, oh my gosh, that like, I don't know why that even is actually a thing holding me back, because you realize when you give it language and you put it out into the world in words and you say it out loud, you're like, okay, yeah, that is really dumb. Okay, now I'm ready to move past it. So my challenge is, what is it that you're putting off? Is it your booking calls? Is it sharing the opportunity? Is it setting a huge new goal and going for it? What's the very first step? What's the very first thing that you need to do to move towards it? Well, that's what I want you to do. Just one little thing, not tomorrow and not next week, but I want you to do it today. Whether you feel like it or not, whether you feel ready or not, do the scary thing right now. Because God has asked us to trust him and make that decision and step out in faith and not wait until you feel ready. You're never going to feel ready until you do it, and then you'll look back and go, wow, I was scared and I wasn't sure and I wasn't ready, but I did it anyway, and now I'm ready for the next big thing. Well, I hope this message stretches you, pushes you, and helps you believe in yourself a little more. God bless you all. Bye-bye.